Welcome to Harmonized. I am your host, Gigi Naval, integrative and functional registered dietitian nutritionist, here to help you harmonize your gut and hormone health for improved metabolic health. Hey there, friend. Welcome back. I had a very blessed week. A week ago, I went to Nashville, Tennessee, and my cousin actually picked me up at the airport. She drove what was supposed to only be about 2.5 hours away from where she lives in Chattanooga. It took her well over 3 hours, almost 4 hours. So she picked me up, and then we went to my friend's home in Hendersonville and spent the night there with my friends, my cousin. My friend made such an amazing meal. I was blessed to have a flight that did not require me to stop over somewhere. It was a straight flight from Ontario to Nashville. So I didn't really get to eat lunch. We left at a good time, about I think it was like 9:30 in the morning. And so I got to Nashville around 3:15. So I was on the plane the whole time, but they didn't serve lunch. So by the time I got to my friend's house, I was eating like there was no tomorrow. And what she prepared for us was so amazing. She did this copycat recipe of corn chowder, the copycat recipe of Panera's. And honestly, it was way better than Panera's. So the reason why I had gone there to Tennessee was to attend our national conference called the Food and Nutrition Conference Expo. It is an amazing time for dietitians all over the United States of America. It is the greatest feeling to be amongst so many of my colleagues. We did run a booth there for the university that I work for, Loma Linda University. So we were doing some recruitment, but I was so blessed to be able to attend presentations and learn a bit more here and there about certain things, and definitely ready to implement what I've learned. But it has been good to also be back. But what a blessed time to be in Nashville and to see alumni of Loma Linda University from our program and to see where our alumni are at these days. It's a great feeling. It gave me a nice little taste of what that great reunion will be when we get to heaven. All right. I am going to begin here with this episode, my gut health series. Okay. And so I really haven't talked much about the gut. So we're going to start with this one. We will start with the very basics. So our gut community is an ecosystem of many different microorganisms. If you ever thought, oh, I feel so lonely, like if nobody's around and you think you're the only one, don't worry, because this community of microorganisms, this ecosystem goes with you wherever you go. I mean, of course, your angel is always with you. God is always with you. But if you want to feel like you have a community with you, then you do. You actually do. So our ecosystem in our gut consists of, they say, I have seen many different numbers. Okay, I've seen 100 trillion microorganisms in our gut community. And then I continually look up other references, other data, and it kind of varies from that 100 trillion number, but it's still within the trillions. So we will just say today that there are trillions of microorganisms in our gut community, and it consists of bacteria. Yes, we have bacteria. It's not a bad thing. We have beneficial bacteria, which is also called commensal bacteria. And the more we have of this good bacteria, the more we have of the different kinds, the better, because then we experience many different benefits from having all this beneficial bacteria. But we also have what we call, opportunistic bacteria. And here's the thing, the opportunistic bacteria is not necessarily a bad bacteria. It's there. And if we have too much of it, though, we can actually end up having gas, bloating. We can have these GI symptoms that are so uncomfortable. But having a decent amount in balance with the good bacteria is perfectly fine. But guess what? We could potentially have at times pathogenic bacteria. So that's the dangerous kind or the unhealthy kind, and you don't want that staying in you for too long. But we also have fungus. We have candida. Yes, we have fungus and candida in us. But if we have too much of it, then it can lead to symptoms like the other symptoms, or like the symptoms that I mentioned when we have an overgrowth of the opportunistic bacteria. We could have the gas, the bloating, and the discomfort. Okay, and then we also have viruses. Yes, we have viruses in us too. We also have what we call archaea. It's like bacteria, but not quite. And so it is okay to have all of those in a balanced amount. Collectively, they help strengthen and house our immune system. So they say that 70 to 80% of our immune system is housed in our GI tract, in our gut community. And our GI tract, our gut community, has also been known to be our second brain because we produce a lot of neurotransmitters in our gut community. So this is a blessing. This is a blessing to have if it is in good balance, which we call eubiosis. And how do we keep it in eubiosis? Well, I'll be talking more about that later on, but let's just know for now that it is a good thing to have beneficial bacteria. Bacteria is not a bad thing when it is a commensal bacteria. It is okay for us to have viruses in our gut community, fungus, and archaea. And if we have it in a good balanced amount, then our immune system is strong, and our gut community can also help us in producing nutrients. It is so beneficial in many different ways. And just know that God is so wise to make this community for us. It is the hub of so many things, of so many areas, and it connects with our brain. It connects with our kidneys. It connects with our skin. It connects with our eyes. I can go on and on and on. But for now, let's just leave it to this. We do have this community that is in connection with all other systems. And so we need to make sure this is optimized, because when our gut community is working in harmony with our other systems, then inflammation can be kept at bay, and it helps with our overall metabolic health to be optimized. Okay, so we're just going to keep it at that. That is what we have. That is what God has designed us with a gut community. And that when it is in balance, it is called eubiosis. And that is spelled EUBIOSIS. Okay. Now, I always end with a saying which actually comes from the Bible. And I should have been telling you all along where it is found. And it is actually found in 1 Corinthians 10:31. But my my version, which is from the Bible, I like to just actually say it in reverse. I usually like to say, in all that we do and all that we eat and drink, let us do it all for the glory of God. But this is really what it says. It says, therefore, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. So I just reverse the order because I like to end with eat and drink. Okay, so just in case you wanted to know where it is found in 1 Corinthians 10:31. Okay, friend, in all that we do, in all that we eat and drink, may we do it all for the glory of God.